I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. My name is Jade Alberts, and today is the first summer success story, and I am excited about it. We got a lot of good people going to come talk over the next 9 weeks. And one thing I want to say before we get out of there is I'd like to thank Work Nicer Co-working. They are sponsoring the summer success stories, and will give out a 3-month membership at any of their 2 Calgary locations and soon to open Edmonton location. All you have to do is engage the conversation live or after the fact on social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, or through my website. It's going to be an exciting time over the next 9 weeks, as I said. And our first guest is Darren Shanahan of Avail Dental Exit Services. Darren, thank you for joining me. And how are you today?
I'm great. After a long weekend, recharged, ready to go, and ready for another enjoy what we can of our summer in Calgary.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be we're off to a slow start right here. I'm looking out the window, a little bit of rain, but let's get the rain out of the way early, and before you know it, we're gonna be all summer, all nice.
Exactly. We just got to get out of the way before the Stampede Parade on Friday, and then we're good. We'll get the heat for 7 to 10 days.
Yes. I mean, your typical. I'm ready for Stampede. I know I'm going to be away for the first. Well, I'll be here for the first weekend, and then next week, the first 4 days, I'm gone. But sometimes you need a break from Stampede in the middle of it. So.
Yes, you're right. We tend to take a day and just go to the mountains or something. Get
Yeah,
back to work.
exactly.
Yeah.
Not knocking Stampede, but you just need a break
No.
from it sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'll do a brief little introduction here with Darren and Avail. They launched this business more than 20 years experience in the financial industry, including personal, commercial, and dental specific needs, and identified the need to bridge the gap between the details required by your trusted advisor and base level information that is often provided. They continue to strive and create a different client experience by providing attention, one-on-one collaborative service. Their client-based focused sales experience, leadership management, and financial advice equal an unprecedented level of service. They are attentive to each client's unique requirements and work to guide them through a hassle-free experience. I mean, that's a great introduction. And I guess how I want to talk here, Darren, is, how and why did you come up with starting Avail? Can you expand on that introduction a little more?
Yeah, honestly, Jade, it was kind of one of those things where I was working in the industry, and we found that basically, as we're working with our clients, they were missing different things along the way. As we looked at what they were being, their advisors and the people that were kind of working with them, we just felt we could bring a little bit more continuity to it. A little bit more, I don't know, professionalism is not the right word. Obviously, there's a lot of good professionals out there, but a different approach to how people were working together to do their transitions. So, what we really found was that we wanted to be, where we saw deals falling apart for no particular good reason. We wanted to be able to close those gaps for people and have the actual transaction fulfilled for them, for both parties, both seller and the buyer. So it was a big thing for us to we saw our clients losing these opportunities. And so we stepped aside from our current role and wanted to actually facilitate those. So it took a couple of years to really get the confidence up to do it, get your business plan in place, and then just kind of take that leap out there. And we haven't looked back ever since. So.
Oh no, I stress when I deal with some of my clients is one word you said in there is the business plan. It's so important. I know. So I guess with your business plan, when you set it up, did you have some struggles? What were they? Did you have to pivot from them? And how did you overcome some of the struggles?
One of the surprising things that we thought was, we always thought, okay, workflow is going to be a struggle. Thankfully, because we were working in the industry already, workflow was not a struggle. It became capacity. So our original business plan was X number of appraisals, X number of meetings, transitions over the first couple of years. What we actually found was that we were doing more of those, and then actually having the capacity to do it was the bigger problem that we had. So we kind of had to pivot a little bit, and thankfully my wife departed from her business to give me a hand, and then over time we just focused on the one business. So that was probably our biggest thing that we had to kind of overcome, was a capacity issue, which is of course always a nice problem to have. And then a work-life balance was the other component. And honestly, I don't think we've quite got that right yet as we continue to expand and grow. But it's something that we work on all the time. It's just, trying to have that balance so that, when you work in your business with your wife, your spouse or your friend, being able to have that time to kind of step away and just be you, stepping away from the desktop, staying away the phone,
Yeah.
and trying to have some family and fun life.
It's so important to have a good work-life balance, and people, try and change that term. I mean, I just like that term because it's simple. People try and complicate it, but I mean, in today's world, getting away, being away, even if it's going to Stampede. I know you and I had a quick conversation before you went back and went to the Rider game on the weekend, and I mean, just getting away, spending time with family is absolutely priceless.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I guess, saying there, you had your, some struggles, and what got you over the hump, and how long did it take you? Because you've been started for what, seven or so years now?
Yeah, we're gaining on 8 now, and so it took probably the first 3 years. Of course, is just getting systems in place. Okay, yeah, there's always things you have never anticipated. There's always scenarios that you could never anticipate until you got in the middle of them.
Yeah.
And so sort of that combined actual on the in real life experience in those situations, and then bringing on additional team members to fulfill parts of those roles as well. So Yvette was an integral part in that, where we were able to take our 3-hour meeting in an office and shrink it down to an hour and a half, and then be able to have some of those processes streamlined. So it was about, I think it was the streamlining process that really kind of, every time we came into a problem, how do we streamline that? How do we get more focused on that? And how do we solve that issue? And that's sort of been my background as well over the years, is being able
Yeah.
to kind of come in and fix those types of things. So doing it in your own business, a little bit different, kind of identifying self problems.
Well, you are, I guess so systems are crucial. How about the people issues? Did you have any internal and hiring? How did that process? Because you are expanding right now. So how are you doing that with it's so crucial to have the correct people in the correct jobs, and having someone that's going to be loyal to you. How do you do that now?
Yeah, you know what? We were very fortunate when we kind of put that out into the universe, probably 6 to 12 months before we knew we'd absolutely need our first person. Was we just kind of kept telling people, hey, you know what? We're going to need another person here shortly. So as sometimes the universe unfolds, the individuals sort of reveal themselves in conversations. And we'd known one particular individual for a long time. And when they graduated from university, we really wanted to kind of nab them up. And it worked because, we were in this industry too. You can sometimes job share individuals, so they can work for the other consultant and then you for a couple days a week, and then back and forth until you have enough capacity for them to kind of bring them on full time. But finding the right individual with the right behaviors first, and then training technical. I mean, that's always sort of been our way to go, is find the motivated individual, the person who's just the right person, and then you can train anyone on technical. But if they've got the right behaviors, we tend to work a lot remote, so we need independent people as well. People who are able to actually work remotely with limited supervision, and just be able to use technology to kind of come together, either via like a Zoom meeting or webinar, to kind of review our process, review files, and then get the files completed and out. So.
Oh, that's great. I mean, people are the heartbeat of the company. So having somebody that buys into your system and is on board is crucial. That's for sure. How many, I guess, almost 8 years ago, you started marketing and branding your, Avail Dental. How's it changed? Walk me through the evolution of how you market your company now.
Yeah, so essentially, we just wanted to kind of have a nice, clean website, something that looked very professional. And of course, the development of our actual our reports that we generate for clients as well. We wanted to make sure that was extremely professional. So everything was very clean, professional, because that's kind of what we were seeing, was sort of a systematic approach out there that wasn't as clean. And we wanted something less cumbersome as well. So that was sort of our initial kind of just clean, professional, go forward. Now, over the number of years, a lot of our referrals and a lot of our clients have been referrals just from our existing clients. But in order to continue the expansion, we've had to, revamp the website, revamp our marketing material. When you start bringing on reps, you realize now I actually need a brochure. It's not just me talking to people. So you need to be able to drop off packages, and then with the addition of having teams in the office, now I can get back out there and do some actual walkabout marketing, and just walk in, drop by marketing, and then educating those who educate our clients. So working with the supply reps. So in that, we've also then added in the Instagram and the Facebook and the Facebook. I must be an old guy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's on the Facebook.
Yeah,
yeah. So, kind of integrating those in there. We had a great marketing company that kind of worked with us, and they were able to kind of take us to the next level from that perspective and show us that these were important things we needed to do, even though we work in a very private business, is how do we then generate people's interest in our company and show our true personality, without talking about the individuals that we're working with on helping them with their private transitions. So much of what we do is confidential. So putting things out there in social media has to be kind of more of an education component. So we've kind of shifted from marketing in terms of here's what we have to sell to here's how we can educate and help people learn. So that's kind of been our big thing, is just educating people either on the market trends, either on just new items that are kind of problems in the marketplace and how do we solve them, or just things that we're seeing from whether it be, just the introduction to another component in the marketplace, like corporate buy-ins and stuff like that. So there's something else now we have to educate people. And we're always educating the new young dentists who are coming up and about on how to buy a practice as well. So that's something that we've kind of had at the forefront anyway. But we've shifted from kind of just sort of being here and being reactionary to being more educated and collaborative and kind of working with our partners out there in the marketplace, and then making sure that we've got the website presence and the Facebook and Instagram presence, to really kind of capture all of it.
perfect. No, that's excellent.
That kind of sums up exactly where we've or how we've grown. Yeah, who knows where we'll be in 8 years? I don't know what we'll be.
Well, you know what? That's a perfect evolution for for people that are listening or going to watch this, to how it works. You don't have to be everything to everybody right out of the get go. You make sure that you have the little things right that you need, and then you grow into what you need. And that is excellent, and I'm sure that played into your success. Speaking of success, I know you're expanding. So what's next?
Right now, we've just launched our Saskatchewan representative. We've got a retired CFL receiver off the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who's a real estate agent in Saskatchewan, Matt Dominguez. Him and his wife, Jennifer, have a great, fantastic team out there. They do just a fantastic job for their clients. Nice. And we wanted someone with the integrity and the business acumen and the understanding of, the transaction, to be able to be out in Saskatchewan to give them. That's probably our next biggest market where we're getting drawn into, because we wanted more organic growth, just referrals from friends of friends of friends, and then a little bit of marketing on top of that to kind of drive business. But we wanted someone then who could be there for our clients in a moment's notice. So not waiting for us to fly out there or be out there. I would say our next market now is just making sure that we can have a better presence in Edmonton, Saskatoon, and then in BC as well. We're still working in all of those markets, but it requires us to fly and drive and take time to make sure we schedule those trips into there as well.
No, excellent. I mean, that's great advice. You don't have to have somebody positioned there. You can go there when you're going to go to Edmonton or BC. You drive out there, you set up a bunch of appointments, spend 3-4 days there, and get your money's worth. It's so important.
Yeah. Even in Saskatchewan this last weekend, we had meetings on the Friday, which kind of drove us to say, okay, well, let's stick around for the football game, and let's go to the sunset ceremony at our CMP depot, and let's take in the fireworks in Regina, Saskatchewan. Thankfully, there were not a lot of mosquitoes that weekend, so we were good. And then the Monday, Tuesday, surprisingly, there were a lot of dentists and lawyers and accountants who actually wanted to set up time to have a conversation and just find out a little bit more about what we do and how we work very collaboratively collaboratively with a lot of these individuals to help each other out to kind of solve problems for our clients. So we'll help each other kind of that's part of our education. I guess this would be our couple of years of education. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's excellent.
Yeah.
So I guess the last question I have is I'm going to ask this of everybody that I have on the show. If there's one piece of advice if you have for a startup or a new business, what would it be?
I would say by the time you put your first business card on the ground, you have to firmly believe that you're not going to fail, and just operate every day as if it's not. There's no doubt in your mind that you're going to succeed at this business. Too many times with entrepreneurs and startups, you get that kind of little nagging voice. I'm not doing the right things. This is not working. This is not working. Don't panic. Keep moving forward. Keep your meetings. Keep your contacts. Keep your business plan in motion. Because if you've done a good job making a solid business plan of how you're going to work in your marketplace, it will eventually work as long as you're trustworthy, honest, and you can go to sleep at night knowing that what you're doing is the right thing for your clients. Just carry on like you can't fail. If I could kind of coin it in one phrase, just carry on like you can't fail.
Oh, that's a great phrase. I love that. And I mean, that's excellent advice and a perfect way to end it. I mean, this is a great way to kick it off. I really appreciate you coming on, Darren, and spending 15 minutes with us and sharing your knowledge and your success story. I mean, it's so important for people new entrepreneurs, small businesses to hear of stories like yourself and the ones that are going to be coming forward. It's such a positive thing, especially in Alberta and in a time of flux right now, I guess.
Lots of great mentors, and it's great to get to share this, Jade. And certainly anyone out there who's an entrepreneur getting going, I love to have coffee, love to sit down and kind of help them as well succeed in their venture. So we love our fellow entrepreneurs.
We do, and I actually, you and I can attest to that. Whereas I met a gentleman at a networking event, and he was trying to start something up in the ag business, and you and I and Alistair had a coffee together. It was, you helped him out, give him some great advice, and that's a key about entrepreneurs. It's a small industry, but we got to stick together and help everybody out, and I appreciate that.
Thanks for having us on, Jade. Always a pleasure.
Excellent. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. My name is Jade Alberts. I'm a business strategist that focuses on rejuvenating and re-energizing business. A special thank you to Work Nicer for sponsoring the Summer Success Stories program. And again, thank you, Darren, and everybody have a great week. Bye-bye.
Have a great week, guys.